Hello, everyone. In 2007, a 3-year-old girl vanished mysteriously, just 100 meters from her mother. The police poured immense effort into the search, but couldn't find her. The case drew widespread attention from the media and the public. As people wondered where the little girl had gone, a dramatic twist unfolded just 3 days later. Next, I'll walk you through the details of this case. The story takes place in Bayan Lepas, a coastal town in the southern part of Penang Island, Malaysia. Bayan Lepas lies within the administrative area of Penang Island and is known for its Bayan Lepas Free Industrial Zone, often dubbed the Silicon Valley of the East. The residential area of Bayan Baru sits northeast of Bayan Lepas, adjacent to this industrial hub. This region was rapidly developing, attracting a growing number of young residents. Its streets and alleys buzzed with fresh, vibrant energy. Yet, on a beautiful afternoon, an unbelievable tragedy quietly struck. On July 6, 2007, a Friday, a panicked woman burst into the Bayan Lepas police station that afternoon. She pleaded, "My 3-year-old daughter went missing this morning. I've searched everywhere but can't find her. Please help me find her as soon as possible." The woman, Cheng Hui Wen, 28, was a sales employee at a local company. She explained, "At 8:30 a.m. today, I drove my 3-year-old daughter to a parking lot near a mosque. We grabbed breakfast at a nearby eatery. After eating, we returned to the lot. I had errands to run and couldn't take her along, so I planned to drop her off at my mother's house for the day. I told her to stay by the car and not wander off while I went to pay the parking fee 100 meters away." Her daughter, Huang Ying, 3, wore cartoon pajamas and had shoulder-length hair, looking adorable. The obedient girl stayed put without fussing to follow her mom. 10 minutes later, after paying the fee, I returned and was shocked to find her gone. I frantically searched the parking lot, but saw no sign of her. Terrified, I called my mother right away. She rushed to the lot and we searched together for 3 hours with no luck. Finally, I came to the police. Upon receiving the report, officers immediately headed to the scene. They questioned 2 parking attendants and nearby shopkeepers, but no one had seen a girl matching the description. Police initially suspected she hadn't wandered off, but was abducted. The next day, July 7, 2007, after media coverage broke, the disappearance gripped public attention. Concerned locals spontaneously joined the search, hoping to find her quickly. The Malaysian Chinese Association's MCA Women's Wing, led by its chairperson, expressed alarm. She mobilized women from 13 districts across Penang and nearly 1,000 state delegates to launch a large-scale search campaign. They handed out flyers with Huang Ying's photo, combing streets and alleys. That a child could be snatched within 10 minutes of leaving her mother's sight highlighted a dire social safety crisis. The chairperson urged parents to stay vigilant in public, holding their children's hands and keeping them in view at all times. The girl's grandfather, Cheng Da-ming, 53, said, "My granddaughter was sweet and cheerful, but never approached strangers. She was just an innocent, simple child, so pitiful." He insisted she'd been kidnapped, pleading to the abductors via media. "Please contact my family soon. We'll meet any demands. Just don't hurt my innocent granddaughter." The girl's father, learning of the news, rushed back from China to Malaysia. Her devastated mother added, "My daughter's health is fragile. She has a glandular disorder and needs medication twice daily. Without it long-term, her body could face serious issues. It's been 48 hours since she vanished." After 2 days of citywide searching with no progress or ransom demands, the family grew increasingly desperate. Some residents reported hearing a girl crying near the Bayan Baru commercial district, suspecting she was hidden there. Police dispatched 20 officers and sniffer dogs to scour the area. The mother brought some of her daughter's items, hoping the dogs could pick up her scent, but the effort stalled. Digging deeper, police uncovered a shocking truth, turning the case upside down. Ching Hui-wen and her husband married in 2001 and separated in 2006 in the midst of finalizing their divorce. After the split, she moved in with her new boyfriend, Wang Zhiliang, bringing her daughter to live as a makeshift family of 3. But the couple neglected the girl, worsening her health condition. Her grandfather had repeatedly voiced frustration over this. Since birth, Huang Ying lived with her grandparents, but after Cheng Hui-wen moved in with Wang, she insisted on raising her herself. Until the incident, he'd only seen the girl twice, the last time 2 weeks prior. With Wang unemployed and homebound, Cheng entrusted him with childcare while she worked. Since moving out, the girl had only stayed with her grandparents twice. On the day of the incident, Cheng said she intended to leave her daughter with her mother for the day. A neighbor noted that 3-year-old Huang Ying struggled to adjust after the move, refusing to sleep alone and crying at night. Her frail health led to frequent accidents, irritating Wang Zhiliang and disrupting the couple's private life. Over time, his resentment grew. On July 8, 2007, police summoned Cheng Hui-wen and Wang Zhiliang for questioning. Wang dodged questions about the disappearance, staying silent and unhelpful. Cheng reiterated that she'd left her daughter alone to pay the parking fee. However, parking staff clarified her car was in a temporary spot, not requiring a fee, and they hadn't seen her with a child that day. Asked for a parking receipt, Cheng couldn't produce one, claiming she'd lost it while searching. She answered police calmly, even joking oddly, showing little distress, unlike a typical worried mother. This raised suspicions her story was fabricated. After 4 grueling hours of interrogation, Cheng's defenses crumbled and she confessed. Her daughter had been killed by Wang Zhiliang. On the evening of July 5, 2007, returning from work, Cheng found Huang Ying dead in the bathtub. Confronting Wang, he admitted that, in a bad mood, he'd drowned her to vent long-built frustration. After unleashing his anger, he left her in the tub and stepped out. Returning later, he found her lifeless, attempted CPR in panic but failed. She'd died quickly. That night, Wang was suspected of drug use. Devastated by her daughter's sudden death, Cheng accepted the grim reality, knowing she couldn't be revived. To shield Wang from legal consequences, at his urging, the couple brutally dismembered the girl. They drove to a nearby gas station, bought fuel, and poured it into mineral water bottles for burning the body. They took her remains to a cemetery in Bayan Inda, incinerated them in bushes, dumped her bones in a river, and discarded other traces in roadside bins. Afterward, they concocted the disappearance story. On July 6th, Cheng staged the parking lot tale. With her confession, police arrested both immediately. They searched the burn site in Bayan Inda for over 3 hours, finding 5 empty water bottles, 3 scorch marks with unburned bone fragments in the cemetery's overgrown grass, and 4 more bone pieces near a river by a commercial hub. DNA tests confirmed they belonged to Huang Ying. Gas station footage showed the couple arriving that night. Their car broke down, staff helped push it aside, and after several attempts, Wang restarted it, bought gas, and drove off. Cheng stayed inside, but cameras clearly captured their faces. On July 9, 2007, 3 days after the breakthrough, the case shifted from a missing person mystery to a murder, stunning many. Hundreds gathered to see the killer's faces. Facing the fury of Huang Ying's uncle, Huang Vin Heap, and grandfather Cheng Da Ming, Wang stayed silent while Cheng bowed her head wordlessly. Before media, Wang casually let reporters photograph him, saying in Fujianese, "Go ahead and shoot, take your time," while Cheng wept on his shoulder as they were escorted away. Lacking full evidence, police secured a court-approved detention extension. The grandfather couldn't fathom his daughter's role in her own child's murder, disowning her publicly in anguish. "I'll never forgive someone who killed their own child. Only the law can handle her now. I'm done." He wiped tears at a press conference, heartbroken over his granddaughter's loss. Grandmother Wang Shihua added, 2 months before my daughter dated Wang Zhiliang, I didn't like him. When she took my granddaughter to live with him, I worried he'd mistreat her. 2 days before the incident, I dreamt of her, disheveled, silent in her pajamas, eyes full of sorrow. I asked Cheng to bring her back, but she made excuses. I decided on July 6th to take her myself, but Cheng called saying she'd vanished. I blamed her carelessness then, not knowing the truth. She recalled their last meeting 2 weeks prior, when the girl nodded sweetly at missing her grandparents, her final visit. Tears flowed as she remembered her loving nature, haunted by that prophetic dream. Uncle Huang Vin Heap condemned the vile pair worse than beasts, noting the girl's father would handle her burial, barring Cheng's family from involvement. He said, "They insisted on keeping her, and we agreed since a child needs her mom. Had we known she'd neglect her, we'd never have let her go." That night, Cheng called a pharmacy friend, A, for a lawyer's contact, but didn't mention the disappearance, only learning of it via news the next day. Months earlier, she'd asked A about pain-numbing burn medication, leading A to suspect prior abuse. Another friend, B, insisted Cheng adored her daughter, doubting she'd kill her, suggesting hidden layers. B noted Cheng's past minor drug use, quit after childbirth, and her struggles as a single mom post-separation from Huang Vin Tu in 2006. She'd hoped Wang would accept her daughter, but he didn't, unlike an earlier ex. B said Cheng feared Wang, obeying him silently, despite his own drug habits and failed prior marriage. On July 19, 2007, Wang faced murder and drug possession charges, Cheng false reporting and drug possession, both held at Pulau Pinang prison awaiting trial. On February 18, 2008, guards found Wang dead. He'd hanged himself with a towel in solitary. Days earlier, he'd sobbed, saying he couldn't live with guilt, prompting isolation and medical care, but he slipped through oversight. His family claimed his body the next day, avoiding media. His charges died with him, leaving his motives, premeditated or impulsive, forever unanswered. On November 28, 2008, Cheng's trial for false reporting began. Her lawyer sought leniency, citing her first offense, public vilification, and mental strain from losing her daughter and Wang's coercion. Convicted, she received 3 years probation, bailable for 1,000 ringgit. On June 22, 2009, drug charges were dropped for lack of evidence, closing the 2-year saga. Though time blurs the story, Huang Ying's unjust death leaves lingering questions about its true cause, buried with Wang Zhiliang. On April 15, 2008, her father, Huang Vin Tu, held a ceremony at Long Puong Hao Temple in Pulau Pinang, scattering her ashes from a lotus urn into the sea off Pantai Bersih, praying for her peace. Children are a gift, their bond with parents a treasure most cherish. Yet, when marriages falter, kids often bear the fallout. Remarriage is simpler for adults than children, who must adapt deeply. Step-parents may strive to treat stepchildren as their own, but only cohabitation reveals true colors. After failed unions, parents seek partners to share life and love their kids. A noble but tricky goal. That's today's video. See you next time. Bye.